Coming up at 4:30, the possible Trump indictments are stirring up the country. But what does it all mean? We have an explanation for you. Plus, a couple of important bills are making waves at the state capitol. What are they and where do they stand? And we have chances of severe weather right around the corner. Your full weather forecast and more on this edition of UCentral News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Brady Gray.
And I'm Miracle Garrett. Welcome to this edition of UCentral News.
It's been hard to miss all the news surrounding former President Donald Trump, but it's getting too confusing to follow. That's why we spoke to an expert on campus to learn more.
Many of us know there has been loads of speculation surrounding former President Donald Trump and a possible indictment. But for a lot of us, we aren't even sure what a lot of it actually means. That's why we spoke to UCO political science professor Jan Hart to clarify it all, starting with what it actually means to be indicted.
An indictment is basically a charging document that lists the reasons why a person should be charged. It is typically coming from a grand jury, which was convened in the case of Trump, because the grand jury can look at all the evidence. It can be done in secrecy to protect both the person perhaps being charged, but also the process.
At the moment, there are two possible cases looming over Trump: the hush money scandal with adult film star Stormy Daniels and the possible election tampering in Georgia. Where do each of these stand?
The Stormy Daniels case is much closer than, say, the Georgia case, which is because there are a number of steps that take place at the end of a grand jury process that have already taken place. So one of those would be asking the potential person to be indicted if they want to appear, and Trump said no.
So let's say Trump is indicted for the Daniels case. What would happen then?
What Trump could possibly be charged with is fraudulent documents, which is essentially a misdemeanor, and a misdemeanor does not carry a lot of weight. And so what Mr. Bragg is attempting to do is to use one misdemeanor to look at another misdemeanor to make it a final felony.
Following protests in the area by Trump supporters, the grand jury meeting for yesterday was postponed to either today or tomorrow. Once they meet, we'll get a verdict on if Trump will be indicted on any of the cases.
And this situation has caused quite the stir on social media. That's why we're going to toss it over to our social media correspondent, Emma Birch, and see what she has to say.
Yeah, that's right, Miracle. Many hashtags and tweets about former President Donald Trump are trending on Twitter. At one point, hashtag lock him up already hit number 5 last night. As you can see on your screen, one tweet said, quote, "Traitor Trump," and that the group MAGA should be labeled as a terrorist and be treated as one. As the users retweeted a tweet from Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene about Manhattan DA indicting Trump. There are, however, many Trump supporters giving their opinions on Trump's looming indictment in hopes his charges are dropped. Twitter user Kenneth F. Crow says, quote, "Let the witch hunt stop. In Jesus' name we pray." Guys, it has been going back and forth with many people's opinions, both for the indictment and against. I will keep you updated as more comes in. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Emma. And yesterday in Oklahoma, the Supreme Court ruled in a 5-4 decision that a woman has a right to an abortion when the mother's life is in danger. The official decision says, quote, "Absolute certainty is not required. However, mere possibility or speculation is insufficient," end quote.
The decision further states that the mother does not need to reach an emergency situation to have an abortion. Instead, she is able to do so if her medical physician says at any point that continuing with the pregnancy will endanger her life. This can be because of the pregnancy itself or a previous medical condition the woman has.
In response to this decision, Governor Kevin Stitt said, quote, "I wholeheartedly disagree with this activist majority opinion creating a right to an abortion in Oklahoma. Alarmingly, this activist majority acted out of hand by making a policy decision that belongs to the people," end quote.
We will keep you updated on this as the laws continue.
And the full Senate has given its approval to legislation that will ensure greater accountability when alcohol is served at event venues. Senator Paul Rosino is the principal author of Senate Bill 1057, creating the Marissa Murrow Act. This bill is named after a UCO student who was struck head-on by an intoxicated driver who'd been drinking at a wedding in 2020. If passed, Senate Bill 1057 would stipulate that a caterer could not sell or distribute alcoholic beverages on the premises unless the venue holds an event venue license from the Alcoholic Beverage Laws Enforcement Commission. The bill will now move to the House of Representatives.
And Oklahoma has passed its own anti-LGBTQ bill titled House Bill 2546. This bill is to ban the teaching of sexual orientation and gender identity from pre-K to 5th grade. After 5th grade, any instruction on orientation or gender must be deemed as age or developmentally appropriate. Representative Terry O'Donnell says the measure is intended to protect the rights of parents to make decisions for their children in public schools. The bill does not give details on how this law will be enforced or the repercussions of violating it.
In international news, the Ugandan Anti-Homosexuality Bill 2023 has passed through Parliament and now awaits assent from the country's president. The bill proposes 10 to 20 years in prison to any member of the LGBTQ+ community. The bill is said to be one of the most strict in Africa, stating that an offense is committed if a person identifies as lesbian, gay, transgender, queer, or in any other way queer. President Museveni has previously shared strong opposition of the LGBTQ+ community and is likely to pass the bill into law.
The homosexuals are deviations from normal. The Western countries should stop wasting the time of humanity by trying to impose their practices on other peoples.
The bill does go as far as to propose the death sentence to offenders of certain cases.
And the temperatures outside have been pretty dreary, but let's toss it over to Destiny Pittman and see what she has for the rest of this week.
Good evening, Broncos. So spring did start the other day, and with spring in Oklahoma comes the chance of severe weather. So there is supposed to be severe weather across the state coming in pretty soon, so I'm just going to give you some of that information. So tomorrow is supposed to be one of the worst days, so there is a chance the wind's going to get up to 80 miles per hour, and then there is also potential chance for hail. That's going to be up to the size of a baseball. On top of that, the Edmond and OKC area is going to be under a flood watch tomorrow, and that's supposed to start Thursday at 4 a.m. and then carry over until Friday. So if you're going to be out in those times, just make sure that you're aware of what the weather conditions are going to be so that you can stay safe. And then while that weather is going on, there also next week there's also supposed to be some freezing temperatures up in the northwest corner of the state. So up in the Guyman and Woodward area, there is going to be some freezing temperatures, and then there's also going to be a chance of snow. But moving on to the current conditions, so outside currently it is about 73 degrees out. It's pretty fair outside, and there's very few clouds in the sky, so it actually feels like a good spring day. And then the winds aren't too strong. The wind is blowing north at 20 miles per hour. It is a bit humid though. The humidity rate is 62%, and then it feels like it's 73 out today. That is all I have for now. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Destiny. And UCL's Melton Gallery is hosting an opening reception tomorrow from 5 to 7:30 p.m., showcasing a photography exhibition featuring the works of photographer Eric Perry, who is a former UCL Pro Media student. This exhibition is a collaboration with Art Hall OKC and will be open to explore now until April 20th. This event is free and open to the public.
And tonight, students can join the film studies screening featuring a UCO professor's created work. Let's check in with UCentral's Perla Tovar, who is currently at the event.
Hi, everyone. UCO Film Studies will be a free screening on Goodbye Director. It will be here in Mass Communication Building at 5 p.m. room 120. Admission is free for all students, so come out and let's hear right now from Director Mr. Knudsen and what he has to say and how this film came to be.
First, I'll start with what's exciting about it. It's a film that uses a lot of improvisational techniques, and so the principal actors were given characters and character descriptions, and then they acted out the action for the film without having every bit of dialogue scripted in advance.
All right, so grab your friends and grab some snacks. Here, some great local directors are doing here. Back to you guys at the desk. My name is Perla Tovar, UCentral News.
Thank you, Perla. This event is part of the UCO Film Screening Series featuring local Oklahoma artists and is free to all UCO students.
And the UCO College of Liberal Arts is partnering with NonDoc to host the Downtown Showdown debate between candidates Ashley Bradley and Tom Robbins, who are both seeking the open ward 1 seat on the Edmond City Council. This showdown will take place on Tuesday, March 28th at 6 p.m. in the Liberal Arts Auditorium. The debate is free and will be open to the public. Edmond's mayoral Ward 1 and Ward 2 elections will be decided Tuesday, April 4th. Edmond residents from all wards are allowed to vote in each of the municipality's general elections.
And this week's temperatures have been warming up lately. Is that it for our cold weather?
Destiny Pittman has your full week forecast next. Stay tuned.
Raised to believe in the power of possibility, to always move forward but never forget where I came from, to value hard work, ingenuity, and hospitality. On one hand, my people are rough and rugged. On the other, refined and elegant. They taught me how to love beautiful things and cherish my past, to seek out adventure, eat well, and to have a good time. So I keep their traditions alive every place I go. They call me Oklahoma City, but you can call me the modern frontier.
UCentral News as a whole, you got to be in those different areas, like being on camera, being off camera, being in the control room. And so I feel like that is what prepared me most about being in the workplace.
UCentral and the mass comm department has provided me all the tools and the fundamentals that are needed in order to thrive well and thrive fast at my job.
Maybe it's time to hit the road and visit a place where stories unfold. This is the land of the ultimate road trip, with sights old and new on Route 66. There's fun to be had, so much to do, and a few new surprises before you get through. Oklahoma has the most miles to share of Route 66. It's really quite rare. TravelOK.com will show you the way. Come see for yourself this iconic highway.
Welcome back, Broncos. So it is pretty warm out today, currently, in the Edmond area. So let's see what it's looking like across the state. So up in the Guyman area, it's pretty warm. It's about 79 degrees there currently. Down in Woodward and Enid, it's 77. And then Clinton is 72. Down in Altus, it is also 79, as well as Lawton. And then over in Ardmore, it is the warmest part of the state currently, and it's about 80 degrees there. Over in Idabel, it's 75, 77 in McAllister. And then up in the Tulsa area and Ponca City area, it is currently 78 degrees. And up in Miami, it is 75 degrees. So across the state, it looks like everybody's starting to feel that nice, warm spring weather. And then we can just move on to the 7-day forecast. So outside, it was pretty sunny today. It was pretty fair. There weren't too many clouds in the sky. But that nice sunny weather is going to be going away for a few days. So Thursday and Friday, there is supposed to be some rain. There's a chance of severe weather on Thursday. It's supposed to start later, early in the morning, and carry on until Friday. And it's going to be 71 degrees out there, so it's going to be a little colder than it was yesterday. And then Friday is going to be even colder. It's 61 degrees. And then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, it's supposed to be sunny out. So it looks like that nice spring weather is going to come back after that rain. And then Saturday is going to be 63, Sunday 66, Monday 56, and then Tuesday is going to be 60 degrees. So it's going to be mid to low 60s there then. I know I'm excited about that weather. I'm not too excited about the severe weather, though. How do you guys feel about that?
I like the rain, but I could do without the tornado risk and the severe weather for sure.
Definitely. You guys make sure you stay weather aware, stay prepared, because that severe weather is coming up.
Yeah, it can kind of take you by surprise. Destiny, what is the cold supposed to stick around for more than the end of the week, you think?
It's supposed to be early next week, and it's not really going to be in our area. It's going to be more up in the northern part of the state, luckily. So it looks like we're still going to be pretty warm here next week.
Thank you very much, Destiny. We appreciate all you do back there in the weather booth. But coming up in social media, TikTok CEO is set to testify in front of Congress. What should we expect to find out?
And how is the FCC planning to stop those annoying spam texts? Emma Birch has this and more right after the break.
go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah. Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at SheCanSTEM.
In the land of wonder and awe, you won't believe you see what you saw. Where there's something to do for young and for old, where stories are written and then they're retold. Visit travelok.com today. Come see for yourself and come out to play.
Welcome back, Broncos. I'm Emma Birch, and here is your social media update. TikTok CEO will testify before the House Energy and Commerce Committee on Thursday. CEO Xiao Chu is expected to tell lawmakers the app's parent company, ByteDance, is, quote, not an agent of China. He is trying to avert the government's ban on TikTok. More than 150 million Americans use the app every month. But lawmakers are concerned it poses a threat to national security. During his testimony, Chu will outline steps to firewall U.S. user data from unauthorized foreign access. The company has already started deleting data from its servers in Singapore and Virginia. It's all part of a $1.5 billion security overhaul. Today is World Water Day. People from all over the world acknowledge the importance of saving water to help our future. The hashtag World Water Day is trending to number 4 on Twitter right now. On the left of your screen, a tweet with its own graphic explaining how people could to preserve water, like collecting rainwater, taking shorter showers, and reuse water waste. And on the right, the Cincinnati Zoo posted this adorable photo of a mom and her baby hippo swimming in 100% recycled water that has saved over 2 billion gallons of water. And are you sick of those annoying spam texts? Well, you're not alone. The FCC says in the past year, they've tracked more than 18,000 customers complaining about the nonstop heckling from hackers. The government is now cracking down on the scammers. CNN's Mike Valerio has more on how this plan will protect consumers.
The Federal Communications Commission voting unanimously to adopt new rules to keep scam texts off your phone. Phone providers must block text messages from phone numbers that appear to be invalid, unallocated, or unused. The FCC also saying carriers will be required to block messages from phone numbers that claim to never send text messages and numbers that the government has identified as not used for texting.
This isn't going to be like an instant fix. It really takes time to make progress.
This move mirrors the government effort made to shut down illegal robocalls. Now, a major increase in spam and text messages seems to have taken robocalls' place.
But it's really difficult to enforce it effectively and to get everybody on the same page because of technical challenges, but also because you don't want to be stopping legitimate communications.
Authorities say scam robo-texts may be even more dangerous than robocalls because the texts may contain malicious links to software that could infect your phone. FCC Chairwoman Jessica Rosenworcel saying, quote, scam artists have found that sending us messages about a package you never ordered or a payment that never went through, along with a link to a shady website, is a quick and easy way to get us to engage on our devices and fall prey to fraud.
It's not your fault if you fall for a scam. That's the whole point. That's what they're trying to achieve.
In Los Angeles, I'm Mike Valerio.
And that's all I have today for social media. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Emma. And UCO men's golf grabbed a title win over the weekend, and the UCO baseball team won big over Oklahoma Baptist. Jane Ford has that and more coming up in sports. Keep it here.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Good evening, Broncos. I'm Jaden Ford, and this is your Wednesday Sports Update. Central Oklahoma picked up an 11-1 run rule victory over Oklahoma Baptist yesterday evening. This midweek non-conference game ended after just 7 innings. The Broncos baseball team stole the season series against OBU, and UCO snapped a 2-game skid with the win and improved to 18-8. OBU got its only run in the bottom of the third after a leadoff double and a pair of ground outs. However, UCO answered quickly when Noah Olson hit a home run to center field. Central takes on Newman in a 3-game MIAA series starting Friday in Wichita, Kansas. And in a recent Division II national coaches poll, UCO softball team moved up to spot number 5. This marks the 33rd consecutive time that UCO has been ranked in the top 25, including the 14th straight time in the top 10. The Broncos are 20-3 on the season and are currently on a 14-game winning streak. UCO goes on the road this weekend playing back-to-back doubleheaders at Northwest Missouri and Missouri Western. And also, the Thunder won again. Last night, the Oklahoma City Thunder grabbed a huge win over the Los Angeles Clippers, winning 101-100. The Thunder improved their record to 36-36 on the season. Oklahoma City is now just 1 game back in the loss column of the 5 seed and control their own destiny to capture a playoff spot. The Thunder will play the Clippers again tonight in Los Angeles. That's all I have today for sports. Thank you, everybody. I'll give it back to the desk.
Thank you, Jaden. And coming up, we will celebrate Women's History Month.
And Destiny Pittman has our last look at weather. Keep it here.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
And dog lovers celebrate their pets every day.
But Thursday, there's cause for extra celebration because it's National Puppy Day, observed every year on March 23rd.
It's a chance to pay tribute to the gift of unconditional love that puppies give so freely. It's also a chance to consider the many puppies currently in animal shelters and think about possibly adopting one.
According to NationalDayCalendar.com, author and animal behaviorist Colleen Page founded National Puppy Day in 2006. Page also founded National Dog Day and National Cat Day.
And as fun as that is to look at, we have to get to our last look at weather, so we'll kick it at Destiny Pittman. Destiny?
Welcome back, guys. So I'm just going to give you the weather for tonight. So tonight it is supposed to be cloudy, and then like I said, that rain is supposed to come in tonight starting around 4 a.m., and we will be under a flash flood warning. And then the winds are going to be blowing south at 18 to about 25 miles per hour. And then it is going to be a little humid, and the humidity rate is going to be 62%. And then in honor of Women's History Month, I have a fun fact of women's history. So Marie Curie was actually the first woman to get 2 Nobel Prizes. Her first award was for physics, and then her second one was for chemistry. That's all I have for now. Back to you guys to the desk.
Women's History Month is about celebrating the countless women who have made a difference in our lives, from newly elected lawmakers to even our own families.
That's right, and I know a lot of us here at UCentral, especially behind the scenes, have many women in our lives that are a huge, huge deal to us, and we're going to take a moment and talk to them. Jaden, go ahead.
I just want to start with all the women in my family. I came from a big family with a lot of women. I just want to say appreciate you to all of you guys. I would not be here without you guys, and I really love you. Thank you. That's all.
I have so many women that have impacted my lives. My mom, of course, she's my best friend. She's taught me everything in my life. Miss Easley, she was my student council advisor, great woman. Everybody else, I could keep going on and on, but we don't have that much time, so.
I would just like to thank my grandmother. I carry her with me every day. My mom, of course, and of course, Destiny.
I would like to thank my great-grandmother. She raised a lot of women, and they've all been very impactful for my life.
Yeah, and I've got many women in my life for sure to talk about. One certainly is my fiance. She has went through so much more medically than a lot of us can even handle. So she is my rock, and she is the strongest woman I know. And I know we have a lot of women behind the scenes as well that do a lot of great jobs for us, including Kelly and Kendall and Jordan that do a great job punching buttons. They put together a fantastic show for us to kind of finish out our crew's first day back after spring break. I'd say it was a great show, guys. But for right now, we are going to kind of kick it to a beauty shot, and we're going to go over, and that'll be the end of our show. So for Jaden, go ahead.
Thank you, guys. I'm Jaden Ford.
I'm Emma Birch.
I'm Miracle Garrett.
I'm Destiny Pittman.
And I'm Brady Gray. Please tune in again tomorrow for our Thursday show. But for this week, for this crew, we'll see you next time here on UCentral News.
Good night.